it's exactly is it 7 minutes now? Gone past the hour of 9 on the M side. Apologies that we had to come on this behind schedule, if you like. Apologies for that. But yeah, this is the political and current affairs broke show on radio. That's talking to Eagles 102.3 FM Abuja and we are is on the lips of many Nigerians. Can the declaration of state of emergency in Rivers State address the political crisis in the state? Can it or can it not? I mean, just yesterday we had a conversation that looked into the 19 sins, or if you like, 19 infractions, as put out by the Assembly, State House of Assembly in Rivers State, to the sitting governor, Siminalayi Fubara, who is now suspended governor, Siminalayi Fubara of Rivers State. And they've accused him, in fact, they called it 19 sins. He must have really committed a very heinous crime to have been labeled that. And quite a number, and our guest on the show yesterday indeed said that it's just what it is, because the governor has probably stepped on toes, has also gone against the Constitution in many ways. And if he's slammed with 19 sins, so to speak, then he should have seen it coming. However, that there are also loopholes in the Constitution that some persons might want to also take advantage of, to want to cause instability in a state. Of course, the place of godfatherism is now a thing of culture, in Nigerian politics, where some persons would say, I institutionalized you, I put you there, and I have a strong say. I can remove you at any time. We've heard where the minister of the FCT had many times said, I'm going to cause fire to Rivers State. And I mean, he made those statements. And some Nigerians and political observers are saying, what did the president do at the time? Did he call him to order? Did he, sanction him? Did he, But no, we didn't see anything of such. But a core member stepped up on social media and said how pained she was. And some persons, were crying foul. Well, I'm not saying that we are applauding the core member, but we are talking about issues of hate speech that can indeed incite the public. And we hear the speeches, from people in position in Nigeria time and time again, and yet none of them have been brought to book. None of them have been called to order. But when a Nigerian who's just walking the road, who is really feeling the heat of the pain, goes out of value and virtue and speaks their minds, they are seen as the ones who have become very satanic in their approach, to the experiences they face. But this is not in deviation from what we are looking at this morning. My name is Uduak Daniel.
And I am Omoife Peace Osemere. And quite frankly, this development in Rivers State, no doubt, has significant implications for the people of Rivers State. I think the people of Rivers State, they've been really patient. When you talk about long suffering, when you talk about resilience,
biblical.
You can just attribute that to the people of Rivers State. Looking at how long this crisis has actually lasted, all the way from 2023 up until this moment. Have there been meetings? Yes, there have been meetings. Stakeholders, they've actually called both parties, at different times to look at what the real issues are and how best the issues can be addressed in a way that there will be long-lasting peace in the state. And by extension, so the people of Rivers State can indeed enjoy the dividends of democracy. The president at some point in time also had to weigh in and call both parties to order. But the reservations some Nigerians have at this point in time would be the fact that the move by the president at the time wasn't really brutal, and some are actually hinging that on the partisan or the seemingly relationship or the seeming relationship between him and the FC minister. But whether we like it or not, is this really the way to go? We're not here to take sides or to apportion blame on a party over the other, but we're trying to see really the implication of this state of emergency declaration in Rivers State. What's the fate of the people of Rivers State as we speak? How is this going to affect the leadership, the political leadership of the state? And can this declaration really restore order and ensure continuation of democratic governance in the state? These are some of the questions we're trying to get answers to this morning. And it's really unfortunate, because we would like you to know also that we have made efforts to bring a guest or a resource person on the show this morning, but it's either the network has also actually gone on suspension, or there are forces who are just trying to fight this conversation this morning. But regardless, we'd like to trust you, our highly esteemed listener and regular contributor on the Eagles Morning Rise or the Eagles Outlook show, to do justice to this topic of discussion. And on that note, we'd like to solicit for every form of civility from the listener out there, especially when you call in to share your thoughts. No use of vulgar language or obscene words would be tolerated on the show. All right? Statement that could incite a section of the public, we don't want them on the show. Remember, we're not here to take sides with anyone, but to discuss the issues as they are. Let's proffer solutions, if possible, as to how best the situation, the political crisis in Rivers State, can be addressed.
Well then, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu declared a state of emergency in Rivers State as of yesterday, March 18 of 2025, and one of the things he cited was escalating political tensions and security challenges, and this move was made possible by Section 305 of the 1999 Constitution. And what that section does is it grants the president the power to declare a state of emergency in any part of Nigeria. Now, the declaration led to the suspension of Governor Siminalayi Fubara and Deputy Governor Ngozi Odu and all members of the State House of Assembly for an initial period of 6 months. It means there might be some renewal, should,
if law and order is not restored.
Now, the immediate catalyst for this declaration was a series of pipeline vandalization by militants, which the president noted had not been adequately addressed by the state government. So in other words, the president is saying that as the number one citizen of your state, Siminalayi Fubara, you've not been able to address the matters that concern pipeline vandalization, which of course is a national issue because it is from your state that the assets which the country enjoys foreign exchange from massively is coming from, with that's Rivers State. A little wonder, if you recall, Omo, sometime last week, I believe, the president has said, there's special interest in Rivers State. And is it the president or the APC or the presidency? And said, there's special interest, in Rivers State. And I believe the president called or referred to Rivers State as a golden egg. And it's made quite a number of Nigerians, divided. Some thinking to themselves and saying, when you say golden egg, are you coming from the place of electioneering, winning elections in Rivers State, or you're coming from the place of the resources that Rivers State indeed has to offer? But then, as much as rightly you've mentioned that the president had, give it to the president, though. He had tried to see that he calls a truce between the two warring, parties, but they have, resiliently and relentlessly decided to not come to a truce, But then there were no measures like this at the time. Some will say, at that time it wasn't necessary. The president was just saying these are two grown-up adults. They should do something and fix it. But then, how come suddenly, after the vandalization, we saw service chiefs were summoned meeting, and after that, the president had to hold a national broadcast to Nigerians saying, you know what, Nigerians, I want to tell you that, look, with the way things are going in Rivers State now, there's going to be a state of emergency, and of course, the suspension of an elected governor of that same state for an initial 6 months. I've not heard it anywhere done. But then history, as you rightly mentioned earlier, history keeps repeating itself. I do not know why history keeps repeating itself. Ordinarily, we should have history as something that is in the past, learn from it, and and see how we can better it in the future. But have we